So we got a battle report for Sisters of Battle against Necrons at 1,000 points. Standard Force Orgs are, there's allies on the Sisters side, but the Necrons have no allies for this. It's the Crusade Eternal War mission, so there are 3 objectives in this. We rolled a 1 for the D3 plus 2. There's an objective here. There's an objective in the center here, and there's an objective behind this wall of ruins. We got the, was it the diagonal deployment, whatever one that is called. It is night fighting on round 1. In terms of warlord traits, the Necron Overlord had night fighting. He gets to make it night fighting, and the Sisters who have St. Celestine as theirs get the counter assault if I'm being assaulted in my deployment zone. We'll run through the units on the Sisters side, then we'll head over to the Necrons. So in the Sisters, there is a squad of 2 Pentatent engines, a Primaris Psyker that has the Biomancy ability. He's got Endurance and Enfeeble or something. Alright, he's got Endurance and Enfeeble. These are a squad of Sisters. There's 10 girls. One has a Multi-Melta, and one of them has a Melta. There's a Exorcist here. There's a squad of Retributors. I know they look squatted out differently, but they all have heavy bolters except for the Superior, who just has a bolter. There's a group of Veteran with a Las Cannon, 2 plasma guns, and then there are 10 girls identical to those in this Rhino here. So Multi-Melta and Melta. And we'll move over to the Necrons. So what do you got?
We got a Triarch Heat Ray. We got a Ghost-Arcs filled with Warriors and an Overlord.
10?
9 Warriors and an Overlord.
9 Warriors and an Overlord.
Ghost-Arc with 9 Warriors and a Lord. A Spider with 5 Scarabs.
So you can see there's the 5th Scarab there hiding out. Alright, so the Necrons have round 1. We rolled to see if Sisters sees. They did not. So it's night fighting and it's Necron round 1. So we're going to go at the end of Necron 1. All these guys come moving up and the Spider spawned an extra group of Scarabs. At the end of Necron shooting, these Pentatent engines get shot a bunch by this. With Gauss Flare, the Arcs, and the guys inside, they managed to save. The Spider hits one with the with a small blast. It managed to make its cover save. The Spiders run forward. This Ghost-Arc kills 2 girls. The guys inside, well, the guys inside and the Ghost-Arc killed 2 girls. And then the Walker misses when it tries to hit the Retributors. And we're on to, there's no assault, so we're on to Sisters round 1. Sisters movement phase. The Pentatent engines come moving this way. Primaris Psyker hides behind that building crate. These girls move up. Retributors do not move. Exorcist moves 6 inches. The Guard squad moves 6 inches. This Rhino moves 12 and rotates, and we're going to see what happens with shooting. The Sisters also had 2 faith points. Sisters shooting is over. The Exorcist shot 1 missile, penetrated and immobilized the Walker. This group of Guard, one kills himself with a plasma gun. The Retributors shooting the heavy bolter take another, they glance the Walker, so it lost another hull point. This Rhino slides over here on its shooting run. These girls do nothing. The Multi-Melta hits, but it rolls a 1 and it's penetrating, so it doesn't accomplish anything. Pentatent engines do not flame anything, and the Primaris Psyker has given them the it will not die for the rest of the round, or rest of the turn. Pentatent engines get a 6 on their charge, not close enough to get the Scarabs. And it is now on to Necrons round 2. We're into Necron round 2 movement. Another Scarab has been swarmed and they come moving up on the Pent engines. This kind of moves an inch or so it gets his jink. This moves, rotates a bit. The Walker is immobilized and the Spider has run up behind the, or not run, he just walked up behind the Walker. And we're on to the shooting has been done by the Necrons. This group of Sisters you can see here, it's been completely wiped out because it got hit by the Walker. Everything is twin-linked, and so that Ghost-Arc and all the guys inside just mowed him down. The Walker is no longer immobilized. That Spider came up and unimmobilized it. This Pentatent engine has suffered 1 wound because this group of guys inside that Ghost-Arc just tear it to pieces. And I don't think there was any other casualties, were there? So that was it. And we're on to Necron. So on the beginning of the assault, the Pentatent engines just kill 4 Scarab bases with heavy flamers on the Overwatch. And we're actually on to the Pentatent engines going first because the Scarabs go on initiative 2. So the Pent engines, which are strength 10, inflict massive instant death on those scarabs. We identified 2 mysterious objectives. This one and the one in the building back here are both targeting relays, but there is no one outside of a vehicle yet, so no scoring units next to them. No one actually benefits from it yet. At the beginning of Sisters' movement, St. Celestine does not come in, but they do get their 6 faith points, and we're going to do some movement. End of Sisters' movement, Primaris Psyker moves here. Penitent Engines run up on that Ghost-Arc. Guard Squad don't move. That Rhino drives into the building, moves a little to the right, does not immobilize itself. Exorcist just kind of drives a little to the right. Girls on top of the building, the Retributor Squad, it does nothing because they're pretty much shooting heavy weapons. And we're going to move on to Sisters' shooting. Sisters have done their shooting. The Primaris Psyker gives It Will Not Die again to the Penitent Engines. They have not yet rolled to see if they recover a hull point. The Retributors shoot the heck out of this Ghost-Arc, taking total of 1 hull point off it. The las cannon kills that walker. The Exorcist and the girls in this Rhino shoot the heck out of the Spider, and the Exorcist put 2 actual wounds on it. And so we're going to move on to assaults, and the only assault we have are these Penitent Engines, which are just going to charge this vehicle, but it's going to overwatch the heck out of them, so they might go down. One of the Penitent Engines actually takes a hull point from the Overwatch, but they're 1 inch away, so they're going to charge into that. At the end of the Sisters assault phase, these Penitent Engines blow up that Ghost-Arc. They kill 3 guys who stay dead, and at the end of Sisters round 2, moving into Necrons round 3. Necron movement is done. The guys who are in this crater here move over into this ruin. The Lord, is he actually up here or is he not? The Lord is actually on the bottom. We just couldn't fit him because of his staff. The Spider is crawling this way towards the girls in that ruin. This Ghost-Arc rotates around. It's going to identify that objective. We don't know what it is yet. And that's it for Necron movement. Go ahead and roll, see what it is.
4 again.
Every objective in this game is the same. They're targeting arrays. The Necrons are done actually shooting. Those guys over in the ruins are moving 6 inches on a run. The Ghost-Arc just slaughters this guard, leaving 1 heavy weapon squad with a single wound left, but he rolled a double 1 on his morale, so they do not run. And the Penitent Engine, the Ghost-Arc shot it, but it didn't glance it. And we're going to move on to Sisters round 3 once the Necrons are done moving. At the beginning of Sisters' movement for round number 3, they got 5 faith points. St. Celestine came in, she deep struck, she scattered to where she is currently standing, and we're going to move on to We're done with Sisters' movement. Primaris Psyker moves to here. The Penitent Engines move 3 inches into the building. St. Celestine landed. Rhino doesn't move at all. They do not move, and this Exorcist moves a little over here, so it's not directly in a line of fire from the Ghost-Arc, but it's going to give the Ghost-Arc's going to get cover from it. It's going to get cover from the Ghost-Arc. These 2 guys go down. We're going to see if they get up. Go ahead and roll.
You got 2 flyers.
They stay dead. So the walkers have killed 2. The Ghost-Arc has 1 hull point left, and the Spider got shot by a multi-melta and didn't make its cover save. And it is Sisters' assault. One other thing, the Necrons denied the Witch, so they did not lose toughness and strength when the Primaris hit them with a malediction. So the Penitent Engines are going to charge. Penitent Engines attempt to charge the Necrons. They don't make it, but they're getting an Overwatch shot, and the Necrons are re-rolling 1s because they're next to this targeting. Nothing happens here in this combat, so what happens is 2 Necrons die, which is actually unfortunate for the Penitent Engines because they can't make their charge range. They get Overwatch hits them but doesn't take any hull points off, and those Necrons are sitting there holding that objective. We are now done with Sisters round 3, moving into Necrons round 4, and we're going to see what happens. Necron move is done. These Necrons go up into the building. We determined because of spacing and placing, these Penitent Engines actually can walk on this level. Their bases allow them to stand there. This Ghost-Arc moves over to here, and that is the end of Necron movement. It did turn so that the multi-meltas do not aim at its back. Necron shooting is done, and the Retributor Squad is fleeing like they should run away. The Glass Guard with the las cannon, he's dead. And the Penitent Engine over here took a hull point from Gauss fire, where he does not get his involved. The Emperor loves this because Penitent Engines really aren't that loved. So Sisters have 3 faith points at the beginning of the round. We're going to see if these Retributors recover. They get a 9, which is not going to be within their leadership, so they're still running. 8 inches. They may be off the board, and we're going to actually do the rest. Movement is finished. The Pentaton engines are actually on top, but since they're made of metal and want to actually explode when they fall, we put them back down on the ground. Primaris Psyker, he moves his 6 inches. These Retributors are running off the edge of the board. The Exorcist moves over here. The Rhino has immobilized itself, taking a hull point, and all the people just stay inside it. And St. Celestine flies towards the Necrons here. Sisters shooting is done. These Pentaton engines just flame out the Necrons. The Primaris gives them the Benediction, which gives them improved endurance. They get It Will Not Die, and one of them recovers its 2nd hull point. The Retributor squad miraculously makes its act of faith and then hits with 3 snapshots, which are rending. None of them actually get the rending effect, and so nothing happens when they shoot this Ghost-Arc. The Exorcist shot the Ghost-Arc 1 time, does absolutely nothing. The Rhino and girls are immobilized. St. Celestine is not within range to throw a crack grenade, so her only option is to charge the Ghost-Arc and try to crack grenade the back end of it, and we're going to see if she makes her range, but they're going to overwatch. She does not make the charge range, but she may get shot down with Necron Overwatch. Sisters round 4 is finished. We're on to round 5. It is not going to be night fighting because the game started night fighting. We're looking at 10 guys in a Ghost-Arc on round 5 with the Overlord, and it is Necron round 5. Necron movement, somewhat limited. The Ghost-Arc moves over here. It's going to shoot St. Celestine, actually on the shooting with its Gauss Flare Array, and see if she lives. We're done with Necron round 5. Movement and shooting. Movement, this Ghost-Arc moves over here. Shooting, it shoots the Rhino with that Gauss Flare Array, putting another hull point on it, and then the guys inside just mow down St. Celestine with rapid-fire weapons, and she rolls multiple ones, so she is dead. And we're on to Sisters round 5. So Sisters movement, beginning of it, St. Celestine revived on miraculous intervention. They have 4 faith points, and she has 2 wounds. So we're on to Sisters movement. We'll see how it's going to go. Will these guys rally? No. Will they roll like a double 1 and stay on the board? No. So the Retributors are 5 for the Sisters. The girls get out of their Rhino, which is immobilized still. They disperse into the ruins, holding that objective. St. Celestine flies away. Pentaton engines are still standing in the building. Primaris Psyker kind of runs that way. Retributor squad runs off into the distance. And the Exorcist moves like an inch just to move. Of Sisters shooting, and there is no assault. The Exorcist finally wrecks the Ghost-Arc. These guys come piling out. The Sisters shoot at them and kill 2, who do not get back up. And we're done with Sisters round 5, so we're going to see if the game continues. A 4, it does. So Necron movement for round 6 is done. These guys split apart. The Overlord goes this way. The Warriors are over here holding an objective, which gives them re-rolling of 1s, as do all objectives in this game. Necron shooting is done, because there's only 1 unit that can shoot. These Warriors shot St. Celestine, and she made her 1 save. And then there's an Overlord with a War Scythe. It is the top of Sisters, round 6. They have 6 faith points. Only 1 unit that can use them. We finished the Necron move. This Overlord didn't manage to charge, and he got overwatched and made all his saves. So right now it's a tie game, actually, with first blood on the Necron side and 1 objective, and the Sisters have Linebreaker and 1 objective. So we're going to see what happens with their movement. Sisters' movement is very limited. These Pentaton engines have moved over this way. They're not going to be able to assault, so they're just going to run. These girls, they move an inch in the ruins. St. Celestine stays where she is because she's line breaking. The Exorcist here, it'll twitch, and that's it for Sisters movement. The game is actually really close, so we're going to see what happens here. We're done with Sisters round 6, and we're going to see if the game ends here. That Overloader's still standing. He took 2 wounds. He got shot with everything, an Exorcist missile, which actually wounded him, but it only shot once. The girls hit him with a Multi-Melta and a Melta and a crack grenade, and the Multi-Melta hurt him, but nothing else did. because they rolled ones. And these guys have run, because if it goes on one more round, we're going to need them. And it's a 6. It is going on to 7 rounds. Necron, round 7. The game ends after this. Movement. The Overlord, who's taken 2 wounds, he moves up this way. And these warriors, they're keeping the objective, but they're moving away from these penitent engines because they don't want to get heavy flamed and then assaulted. And we're on the Necron. Shooting is absolutely hideous. These guys are just putting lots of shots into the sisters, hitting many times, and they're re-rolling ones because of the objective. So 3 girls die. The Necrons put a heck of a lot of shots in, killing the Sister Superior, the Multi-Melta, and a girl with a bolter. And the sisters roll a 5, so they're steadfast here. They're not running. And we're moving on to Necron assaulting. In a crazy swing of luck at the end of Necron round 7, that Overlord charges a bunch of girls, and one of them hit, well, a bunch hit, but one actually wounds him on a snapshot with a bolter, and he rolls a 1 on his save, so he dies. And at this point, the girls don't have to do anything, and they will win because they hold an objective and they have Linebreaker and now kill the Warlord. So they will have 5 points versus the Necrons, who will have 4. So it'll be 5-4. It's a darn close game. It went 7 rounds.